morning. I am Mandy Shaw with my partner, Manuel Jimenez. We are so pleased to have you with us today as we celebrate youth communication and leadership. Buenos días, soy Mandy Shaw. Junto con Manuel Jimenez, les agradecemos su presencia en esta celebración de liderazgo y comunicación de los jóvenes.
The presenters will entertain you, inspire you, and show you who they are. Los presentadores les van a entretener, inspirar y dejar de el líder en ellos. I am proud to introduce our MCs for the presentation of speeches. Estoy orgulloso de presentarles los maestros de ceremonia, Ashley Neria y Darlin Lopez Garcia.
The first speaker is a funny, energetic, and a nice junior with his speech titled My Inspiration.
El primer orador es gracioso, energético y amable con su discurso. Mi inspiración, Osvaldo A.
I'm seen as funny because I like joking, such as making fun of Mr. Jimenez. I found this funny because he is easy to joke around with. He is a very laid-back teacher and a great teacher, nice to mess around with. Why do I like to make fun of Mr. Jimenez? Because he inspires me to talk to others, people, by not getting less shy, to present their remote learning, to convince me to talk to others like my coworkers and students. This will help me in the future. Some also sees me as caring because I like helping my family around with chores, cleaning around the house, and helping my mom and my family. I appreciate what they have done for me during my childhood. They raised me to learn as much as I can. This has helped me to become the person I am today. Some people might see me as odd, but I'm just energetic. At school, I am different from other students. It's because I like to joke around and make memes and make weird noises and just be me. However, if you get to know me, I am a great student, a family member, and a gamer. I'm also a nervous person, but Mr. Jimenez pushes me to learn new things. Sometimes this is tough because around people I get nervous. Also, I get nervous when I have to present in class about the project. I want to improve and practice so I can speak without being shy. My family and Mr. Jimenez have helped me work on this, and that's why I'm here today. Hopefully this speech has inspired you too, so it can help you in your future. Thank you all for coming to listen to me talking about. Back to you, Ashley and Darlin.
Qué motivador mensaje.
Wow, so motivating. Our next speaker is ambitious, creative, and responsible. Her speech is titled Speak Truth to Power.
La siguiente oradora es ambiciosa, creativa y responsable. Su discurso se titula La verdad es poderosa.
Repeat a lie often enough and it will become the truth. This is a law of political propaganda often attributed to some of the most vicious figures in world history. Now you may be wondering why I'm bringing this up. This isn't a history classroom, and so my intention isn't to give you a history lesson. But what I do want you to recognize is that this notion rules our everyday lives, whether one is aware of it or not. To put this into perspective, I want you to imagine you're in a classroom, sitting before a teacher twice your height and 3 times your size. He looks down at you and in contempt he says, "You are nothing. You will never be anything. You will never go to college. You will never graduate. You are a nobody and you will always be a nobody." I bet you're glad I'm just asking you to imagine it. But what if I told you this isn't an imaginative ploy? What if I told you this was my reality? For 3 years, this is exactly what I heard every day as I walked into my math class. For 3 years, these lies were forced down my throat, and for 3 years, I believed them to be nothing but true. That is the illusion of truth. The idea that repetition will always prevail above rationality. The idea that if you're told the same thing over and over and over again, at some point you will believe it. I believed it, and I allowed myself to fail because of it. I stopped trying, and I became the person he wanted me to be. I was satisfied with not being the best person I could be. I became accustomed to the idea that I would never go anywhere in life, that I had no merit, that I was destined to fail in every aspect of my life. It was not until I realized this isn't what I want to be that I was able to change for the better. Pure disdain and resentment became my ammunition, and I wanted to prove him wrong more than anything, and so I did. You won't graduate middle school, he said, and so I graduated with honors. You won't go to college, he told me, and so I enrolled during my freshman year of high school. In fact, I finished my first semester on July 28th, 2021, with a perfect score. He told me I couldn't, and so I did. Today, I have found my motivation. I found it in my math teacher, not because he wanted what was best for me, but because he wanted me to fail, and I was able to see the light at the end of the torment he put me through. I took it personally. I saw it as a challenge, and I accepted. Today, I know that I am someone. I have the potential to be anything and anyone. But above all, I have never been nothing, and I will never be nothing. I hope this has made you realize how easy it is to fall for someone's lies, how easily your brain can be tricked into believing something that is completely false. And while it can be incredibly convincing, I implore you to understand that the illusion of truth is just that, an illusion. I now pass it to Ashley and Darlene.
Muy inspirador.
That was so inspiring. Now we will enjoy a pre-recorded speech from a hilarious, outgoing, and a transparent boy with a speech titled Red Velvet Love.
El discurso pregrabado se titula Amor, Red Velvet por Nate Preciado.
One thing about me that is very to some people is that I really love red velvet cupcakes. They bring joy into me. Every time I bite down into a cupcake, it brings me to a whole nother world. It's like everything, it turns off and it's just me and the cupcakes. I'm focused on the cupcake. Every Friday I would get a cupcake maybe, or any other day of the week. And it really soothes me, calms me down. I forget about everything. I love the taste of a cupcake. It just, it brings some spark into me. Like if I'm in a place, like in a soothing place, like not a dark room, but somewhere where it's very quiet, it's just you and the cupcake. And I like speaking too, but I like listening to other people. It very much is like, showing respect to somebody. When you want to listen to somebody, it's like you're giving them respect because you're listening to that person, and I want that person to know that I have my full attention to them and not anywhere else. Ariana Grande, I was maybe around 4 or 5 when I heard about her. She played Kat in Victorious and in Sam and Cat. She was my favorite character, and ever since then, I haven't stopped listening to her. My favorite artist, Nicki Minaj. I've been a fan of hers since also maybe around 2011, 2012-ish. And I fell in love with her rap, She sings too, so it's like I like singing and, I like the rapping. And she's like an idol to me. She's always telling her fans to stay in school. That's key. Motivation kind of helps you move forward. You also got to have motivation to move forward too. Another person that I also look up to is my mom. My mom is always motivating me and telling me to, try harder. She believes in me. She always tells me like, if one day I can open up my business, and she's always there to help me. She always tells me like, if I need any help, she's there to help me. And I just feel like for her to like give me that advice also to work harder and stay in school too, is just like another motivation for me, because it's coming from somebody that I love and somebody that I really care about, and she's always there for me. And no matter what, I'm still gonna be thankful for her and for everything that she's done for me. Madre, eres mi pastel. Te quiero mucho.
Ese fue un mensaje muy dulce.
That was very sweet.
Damos la bienvenida a un orador que es espontáneo, interesante y cariñoso con su discurso. A la historia de Oscar.
Now we welcome a spontaneous, interesting, and caring student with his speech titled All About Oscar. Oscar Bird.
There's a lot of things about me, but if I had to pick 3 traits, I would pick interesting, caring, and spontaneous. I would say that I'm interesting because I like to try new things. Doesn't matter if I did it already or if it's scary. I would still want to try it because something might happen different this time. For example, it's like you watch the movie. Your friends want to watch the movie again, and then you watch it again with them, and then you see something different that you didn't see the first time. That's why I would say I'm interesting because I like to try new things and I would try things again. I also would say that I'm caring because my dream is to get rich. You might think I just want to get rich to keep the money for myself, but I really only want to get rich for the less fortunate. I hate seeing people down that can't afford food, that don't have warm clothes on their back, that don't have shoes on their feet, that don't have nowhere to sleep at nighttime. I would love to help people like that. That's why I would say I'm caring. My last trait that I will give myself is spontaneous. I just come up with ideas out the blue. This is one reason why I would call myself a spontaneous person. For example, here's a spontaneous thought. If you have any food or if you want to donate money to a homeless shelter near you, that would be very generous.
Muy interesante.
Very interesting.
El último discurso se titula Motivación como rey.
An ambitious, bold, and caring senior is our final speaker. His speech is titled Motivation as a King. Dyiquwan J.
Life has its ups and downs, sides and curves, but throughout this journey, you have a choice to stop or continue and evolve. But I refuse to give up and be something just because that was my destiny. My faith will not be determined by the control of destiny, but my own willpower to do better. What you may be thinking, why am I so motivated? It's because I came from a background of friends, family, and strangers being manipulated by their obstacles they are dealt with the wrong hand by life. I believe this has made me very mysterious and willing to break my own limits, in which limits are meant to be broken, right? Well, I may be different, in which I have seen a surplus of sadness than I've seen happiness, and more hate than love. But this has just made me want to work harder. And I believe it's my job as a role model to younger kids in my family to show them what strength looks like, so they won't be completely lost when things get tough, in which I will lead by example. Even though, like any other may think, I would rather not. But I have a why, and which is my reason to keep going. My whys are the respect I have for myself. So I hold myself to a standard which is beyond the standard. My cousin's role model is to be there for them. It's to be there for them when I can physically and mentally. Because a physical role model is something I never had. So to pass that benefit would not only help my fatherless cousins, but make their future even brighter. I also respect the people who helped me because I truly respect the people who helped me when I was young, even when I was ignorant and didn't fully understand. This helped me build the man you see today. With any hand dealt to you, it is up to you and only you to be overwhelmed by the task at hand or get up and do something about it. So now I would like to pass it to Ashley and Darlene.
Qué emocionante.
That was exciting. Please join me in putting your hands up to give our speakers a round of virtual applause.
Aplausos.
We are honored to have Mr. Ivory Gwin of District 103 Toastmasters to provide dignitary remarks. Mr. Ivory, please unmute yourself. Mr. Ivory Gwin, con sus comentarios para todos.
Thank you guys so much. The speeches I've heard was awesome. I tell you, you will never be, you'd be surprised how many times growing up as a child, I was told I will never be good as, never be anything because of who I am by the color of my skin. But you guys are awesome and you got the opportunity to speak up. I was always told to keep quiet and not be heard, be seen but not heard. Toastmasters gave me a voice, and now I tell people what I want. I tell my bosses what I need and what I want and my expectations. Words stick to you sometimes, but in this day and age, don't let the words stick to you. Don't let the school fail you, or you fail. Don't let the school say that you failed the school. No, the school failed you. If teachers are telling you that you're nothing, you're no good, that's the wrong teacher. Write your own narrative. Tell people what you want to be, who you are, because you can tell people who you are. If once you open your mouth and say, this is what I want to be, they will hold you to it. Your friends will hold you to it. Create your own brand, who you are, a man of your words, a role model to your siblings or your cousins. Create your brands now while you're in high school, so that when you get to college or wherever you go, you'll know your brand, you know who you are. Be sure to, like I said, be sure to tell people who you are, and make sure you tell your friends who you are, because it's very important. Because you don't want people putting labels on you. When I was growing up as a child, there was all types of labels placed on me, but somehow they didn't stick. I didn't hear. I didn't listen, like many of you. Toastmasters give you a voice to speak up and effectively communicate who you are and what you want to be. And I am so proud of all of you that you're taking this course, and this school year is going to be awesome for you, because you're going to be asking the questions, raising your hand, and not ashamed to speak and say anything because you don't think that the words are coming out correctly. The more you communicate with your classmates, with your teachers, the more powerful you become in the class. You'll become a force that everybody know who you are.
Thank you, Mr. Ivory Gwin, for your encouraging words. Muchas gracias, Mr. Ivory Gwin, por sus lindas palabras. Now, with great pleasure, we present awards to recognize the students' communication and leadership. Con mucho placer, ahora les presentamos premios de comunicación y liderazgo para reconocerles a nuestros estudiantes. Darlin López García es maestro de ceremonias con Mr. Jiménez y yo.
Our first award goes to Osvaldo Avila, who served as vice president of this program. Osvaldo, please unmute yourself.
El primer premio se le otorga a Osvaldo Ávila. Se desempeñó como vicepresidente del programa.
Osvaldo, we present the Courage Award to you for speaking your truth. Te presentamos el premio Coraje porque enriqueces nuestra vida con tu historia. Will you accept this award?
Yes, it is my pleasure to accept the award. I would like to thank my role model, and also would like to thank my family and my brother, and also my coworkers to help me practice during this program.
The next award goes to Sabrina Soto, who served as president of the program and inspired us tonight with her message of self-leadership. Sabrina, please unmute yourself.
El siguiente premio se le otorga a Sabrina Soto. Se desempeñó como presidenta del programa y nos inspiró hoy con su mensaje de autoliderazgo.
Sabrina, we present the Veritas Award to you for finding yourself. Truth is on your side and will always prevail. Te presentamos el premio Veritas porque la verdad siempre prevalecerá. Will you accept this award?
I do accept the award, and I'd like to thank both Mr. Jimenez and Ms. Mandy for putting this all together, and my peers for working alongside with me these past few weeks.
Now we recognize Dyiquwan James, also a vice president. Dyiquwan, please unmute yourself.
Ahora reconoceremos a Dyiquwan James, también vicepresidente del programa.
Dyiquwan, you create your own destiny and illuminate the path of others. You are a champion. Dyiquwan, te presentamos el premio Campeón. Will you accept this award?
I will humbly accept this award. I would like to thank my fellow peers, also Mr. Jimenez and Mandy, for being my leaders throughout this journey.
We are pleased to recognize Oscar Bird. Please unmute yourself.
Nos alegra a reconocer a Oscar Bird.
Oscar, you showed us that when we open our mind and our heart, we can reach for the stars. You are a trendsetter. Tu mente abierta está de moda. Will you accept this award?
Yes, I will accept this reward, and I would like to proudly thank Mr. Jimenez and Ms. Mandy and my coworkers, but especially Ms. Jimenez for teaching me real life lessons throughout my journey.
Our next award goes to Ashley Nedia, who co-emceed the presentation of speeches and also monitored online chat.
El próximo premio se le otorga a Ashley Neria, sargento de arma, maestro de ceremonia para los discursos y para el chat.
Ashley, when we first met, you described yourself as helpful, humble, and ambitious. Then you told us you want to be a nurse to help people. Cuando nos conocimos, te describiste a ti misma una persona atenta, humilde y ambiciosa. Y luego nos dijiste que quieres hacerte una enfermera para ayudar a la gente que está sufriendo. Ashley, you give us hope. Eres nuestra esperanza. Will you accept this award?
Yes, I accept this award, and I also like to thank my family, such as my sister and my parents, Mr. Jimenez and Miss Mandy, and my peers for this award.
We recognize Nate Preciado.
Ahora reconoceremos a Nate Preciado.
Nate describes himself as hilarious, outgoing, and transparent. And we all love Nate and his message of love. A todo el mundo le gusta Nate y su mensaje de amor. He's an influencer. Nate cannot be with us today and recorded his acceptance. Will you accept this award?
Yes, I will accept this award. I would like to thank Miss Mandy and Mr. Jimenez for making this possible for me and for also believing me when I was going through a lot or thinking that I wasn't going to make it this far, but I did, and I'm very thankful for that. And I would also like to thank my mom for motivating me and helping me get through my toughest times. And when I get frustrated, when I give up, I would like to thank her too. And I would also like to thank my peers too, because they also played a big part in my speech or for helping me get to where I am today. And I am grateful for it. Thank you.
It is our pleasure to present the next award to Darlin Lopez Garcia, who emceed the presentation of speeches and awards in Spanish. Este premio se le otorga a la presentadora de premios conmigo, Darlin Lopez Garcia.
Darlin, tuviste la gran responsabilidad de presentar los oradores y también los premios en español. Darlin, you took on a big responsibility today by being the Spanish language MC for the entire event, and you did it so well. You are a leader. Eres una líder. Aceptarás tu premio.
Sí, acepto el premio y también quiero agradecer a Miss Mandy y Mr. Jiménez por brindarnos su tiempo, por darnos su atención y por tener la paciencia de ayudarnos y enseñarnos algo, que de ahora en adelante hemos aprendido algo. Y pues gracias por eso.
Congratulations to all the students of Toastmasters Youth Leadership Program. Felicidades a todos los líderes jóvenes.
We have a special commendation. Hay un premio especial. Mr. Jimenez, please unmute yourself. Mr. Jimenez, you are a good teacher, a good partner, and a role model. Eres un modelo a seguir. Mr. Jimenez, will you accept this award?
Thank you, Ms. Mandy. I will accept this award. Although I still need to improve on my teaching skills, I think we all need to improve. I want to give a shout out to all my students, and the students and I got something for you too as well, Ms. Mandy. So you had an award for Best Mentor, and we wanted to say thank you so much. So I would like to thank my students, my peers, my coworkers, everybody who helped me achieve this journey, and especially you, Ms. Mandy, for showing me that even with all these time constraints, anything is possible. And I want to say once again, thank you for everybody, Once from Chicago, ASPIRA, MDV, and all of you guys here today to make this happen. So thank you so much, Ms. Mandy.
Un aplauso.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have Ms. April Curtis, Chief Strategy Officer of ASPIRA, Illinois, to provide closing remarks. Ms. Curtis, if I can have you please unmute yourself. Ms. April Curtis, con sus comentarios para todos.
Wow, what an honor to be here. On behalf of ASPIRA, we congratulate you all for your hard work and dedication. As someone who was raised in DCFS, I understand your challenges. For you to overcome many challenges, I say to you, keep going. I started off public speaking at 18 and have traveled all over the United States telling my story. Being able to speak and advocate for change for families and children, I have been able to change laws in our states and Congress. As our future leaders, we are so proud of you. Thank you all for what you have done this summer and will do. I would like to thank all of our partners and funders for making this happen, as well as our leaders. Keep going. Thank you, Mandy and Manny. Qué honor estar aquí. En el nombre de ASPIRA, los felicitamos por todo su arduo trabajar y dedicación. Como alguien que se crió en DCFS, comprendo los desafíos. Para que supieres muchos desafíos, te digo que sigas adelante. empiece al hablar en público a los 18 años. Y he viajado por todos los Estados Unidos contado en mi historia. Al poder hablar y abogar por un cambio para las familias y los niños, he podido cambiar las leyes en nuestros estados y en el Congreso. Como nuestros futuros líderes, estamos muy orgullosos de todos ustedes. Me gustaría agradecer a todos nuestros socios y partners por hacer que esto sucediera, así como a nuestros líderes. Gracias por todo lo que han hecho en este verano y harán. Gracias, Mandy y Manny. Sigue adelante.
Miss Curtis, that was absolutely amazing, April. It was great. Well, students, we are incredibly proud of each one of you for presenting as MCs or speakers and for helping us plan this showcase together. Para nuestros estudiantes, estamos bastante orgullosos de todos ustedes como presentadores y por organizar este evento juntos.
To our honored guests, and that's you. Thank you for watching. A todos los invitados de honor, muchas gracias por acompañarnos.